digging us some clips of the year on this, our final show of our broadcast season on the Armstrong and Getty Show.
It's bittersweet. Bittersweet.
What's the bitter part?
I'm lying. It's just sweet. Got a little vacay coming up. Need it, too. I'm burned out. I hate all of you. Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, my life gets much more difficult the second I walk out of here.
Yeah,
so
I know it does.
It'd be all right if I work for the next 2 weeks?
Go ahead. It's the Jack Show, everybody. That's enough of that. Now some of this. It's time to take a fond look back at the year that was. It's Coy Clips of the Year.
Play ticker.
Bobby, can you talk to play wheels?
You want to hear a station for porn detected, porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy.
No.
Do you know how cool it would be to have the airplane turned around? Because you're going to do that? You do that. I'm being so impolite, aren't I, fat ass?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rule 19.
I understand things. I comprehend very well. Okay? Better than, I think, almost anybody. Wow. Will I get along with him? I have no idea.
He's a killer, though. Putin's a killer.
A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent?
I don't know of any government leaders that are killers in America.
And if your dad has said, oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, well, I hate to say it, your dad's a loser.
Head's too small, can't build a wall.
In Minnesota, our Somalis are Americans, and we brought them homecoming queen.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes?
Yep. Catch me outside, how about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Now I'd like to begin today by apologizing on behalf of you to me for how you have treated me these last 2 weeks. And that apology is not accepted.
Oh, my God. That was January, my friends.
So
that was January.
Cash Me Outside was this year.
Yes. Yes.
I thought it was older than that.
Yeah. And then how about Al Franken in there? The weird slur. Our Somalians in Minnesota are Americans. Let me vote for homecoming queen.
You know why he's talking like that? I know you know why he's talking like that. Because it's so freaking cold.
Right, you can't get your mouth to work.
You ever been somewhere where it's really cold? Everybody's kind of talking like this because you can't get your tongue in your mouth to work.
Yeah, your lips don't work quite the way they're supposed to. Yeah, that's right. That's super cold talk. Yeah. So that's just a taste of the clips of the year, and we have a lot more. Sad showbiz news. One of the all-time greats has passed. Johnny Fox, the world's greatest sword swallower, has died at age 64.
Did he die?
Here's a picture of him. He died of having a sword jammed down his throat.
Did he really?
No, he didn't. He died of cancer.
Choked on a hamburger.
Cancer.
Very funny.
Yeah, he was known for his talents, including sleight of hand and hammering a spike into his nose. But he was best known for sword swallowing.
I think I've seen his act. I've seen
a big spike up his nose. Bam, bam, bam. Ah!
I think I saw that at a state fair or something.
And perhaps between 1999 and 2005, you stopped by his Freakatorium in a New York's Lower East Side. Harbored artifacts, including clothing worn by Tom Thumb and a mummified cat.
Well, my apartment has a new nickname now.
And you have a mummified cat or two, don't you?
So more clips of the year.
He also had Sammy Davis Jr.'s glass eye.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, I'd travel clear across the country to see that.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Stay tuned for Clips of the Year on the Armstrong and Getty Show.
Let's now look. Oh, we skipped from January to March? We have 2 from March?
No, that should be
January,
February.
March. Did you skip first grade, Sean? It's just mislabeled.
Yeah,
then.
mislabeled. Yeah.
All right, here's the February segment of the Clips of the Year.
What's your take on social media in general?
I think social media is just for losers.
Love.
Is grabbing a woman by her genitals without consent, is that sexual assault?
Clearly, it would be.
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
can you state categorically,
she's asking a question. Don't
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you give us a
I'm
question?
not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Somebody's going to pay for it. And the school that he was talking about in Wapiti, Wyoming, I think probably there, I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the school to protect from potential grizzlies.
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
Republican Senator John McCain of Arizona. Very good to have you on the show this morning, sir.
Thank you. I'm freezing my ass off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're all happy. We got these fascists out of here. We shut down the event. It was great. Mission accomplished.
I don't like tweeting.
We need Obamacare. Trump here makes us sick. We need Obamacare. Trump here makes us sick.
President Obama today held the final press conference of his presidency and ended by telling Americans good luck. Did he say it like Mission Control says it to an astronaut, like good luck? Or did he say it like you say it to your buddy who's leaving the bar with his girlfriend who's crying and carrying her shoes, like, ooh, good luck?
Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that. But the point remains that there's...
facts? The good teams have more distractions. Like the bad teams, listen, them skeezers ain't going to be out for the bad team. But when the good teams come to town, every skeezer in town is hanging out at the hotel.
Knock this off.
And to our detractors, you.
This was the first time in our nation's history that floor coverings have been used to protect the grass in the mall. That had the effect of highlighting any areas where people were not standing, while in years past, the grass eliminated this visual.
And then we're riding in a car together up Pennsylvania Avenue. And I'm saying to myself, I actually said to him, this is a little weird, isn't it, huh?
We need a leader, not a creepy tweeter. We need a leader, not a creepy tweeter.
In fact, they said it was the biggest standing ovation since Peyton Manning had won the Super Bowl, and they said it was equal.
Oh, God. So that goes back to the inauguration.
Wow. A lot of bad chanting in February.
Oh, yeah.
That seemed to be the theme. That was the origin of my favorite of the band names that Mary and the Ho compiled yesterday, Potential Grizzlies.
Right.
I'd forgotten where that name came from. Man, I love the Clips of the Year show. But partly because I got a terrible memory. I couldn't remember any of those things happening. If you asked me, what happened this year? I'd think, I don't know, Donald Trump, the guy from TV, got inaugurated. That's all I'd remember. But hearing those things, I love it.
The Seth Meyers joke when your buddy's leaving the bar with his girlfriend crying and she's carrying her shoes. Oh, good luck.
Oh, man, and we have 10 more months of that for you on the end of the year show.
And I remember that at the time, the Trump saying he turned to Obama as they're going down to switch presidencies. This is weird, isn't it? And Barack Obama had me thinking, God, you think it's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
I did not think I was going to turn over the reins to the TV guy.
We murdered Trump for saying in January the whole Putin's a killer. We're not so innocent. Terrible thing to say. Terrible thing. But that whole this is weird, isn't it? I mean, that captures the real guy that connected with enough voters to get him the presidency.
No doubt.
He wouldn't pretend to go through the pomp. He'd just say, this is a little weird. So, anyway, the yin and yang of Trump.
We got more clips of the year coming up, right?
Oh, yeah, and we mentioned Mary and the Ho compiling all the band names, album titles, book titles, our original air names through the year. Also, the miscellaneous category Very amusing. Maybe we can touch on that a little bit in a moment or two.
Cool. Well, another hint at what may be one of the giant stories early 2018, and it deals with North Korea. Oof. I hope not, but...
Oh, no.
Stay tuned to the Armstrong and Getty.
Lists, including the 50 best albums of 2017. And here is the number one, according to Fact Magazine, whatever that is. And apparently I had this paused long enough that it's decided I should watch another freaking ad.
This is the best according to the artistic merit?
Certainly, yes.
Not sales you're talking about.
Yes, there we go. This is Async from Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Worldwide, this is the best album?
Oh, the best album to reach your ears. Maybe I'll skip ahead to the chorus. 2, 3, 4. Sing along if you know the words. This is the best album of the year. I'm sorry, this is kind of the intro. Let me skip ahead. Oh, it's different. There you go. That's the best album of the year, according to Fact Magazine.
The most listened to song of the year, according to the New York Times, based on downloads and listens on radio and that sort of stuff, was Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Maybe we can go out with that, Michael. There's a really interesting, you probably, since you record music, there's a really cool thing in the New York Times last night with the people involved in that song talking about how they put it together and wrote it in the studio and laid the various stuff. It was really interesting.
I'm sure I've heard it. I don't know it by title, so yeah, I'd like to hear it. It's funny. I was reminiscing. My mom and pop were in town, and I was at my sister's house, and we were talking about listening to the Big 89 Countdown on WLS-AM in Chicago back when I was a kid. They had the top 89 songs of the year. And how I recorded it I wouldn't miss it. I took notes and everything. And every New Year's Eve, that's what I did. And the number one song of the year was just so. And then you'd call your buddies and argue. And good times. Now it's Ryuichi Sakamoto with the greatest song of the year. He calls it Async. I'd like to call it bunch of random noises that sound like a horror film. Nice.
So ready for some more clips of the year before I hit you with the North Korea news?
What do you want? Horror first, then fun? Or your call? Your call.
I'll tease the North Korea news.
All right, fabulous. Let's take another fond look back at March, the year that was. It's Koi Clips of the Year.
This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture.
Oh,
jeez. Moonlight. Best Picture.
Get out of here, La La Land.
I would recuse myself on anything that I shouldn't recuse myself on.
I give myself an A+.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
I'm a proud Democrat, but first and foremost, I'm a proud Republican and Democrat and mostly American.
Now, this is a historic act of devastating incompetence.
Good evening, Kellyanne. Does President Trump already know the answer to the question as to whether or not he was wiretapped?
He may. Take a look at what's going on right now. You want to point out the weather right now?
Yeah, there were farts everywhere and toots. It's crazy.
Woman called 911 after spotting Eliodoro Estala urinating outside her North Austin apartment. She told police Estala then took off his clothes and tried to copulate with the fence. Officers say Estala was drunk when they arrived at the scene.
Leave the napkins by the plates and put the tissues by the Sudafed.
What?
thousands of Americans will die.
What are you doing? What is happening?
I don't know. Things are... Stop. Turn off. Turn off. There we go.
Well, it says it's supposed to be 3:26 long, and we weren't nearly there yet.
I may have left in an extra moo that threw me off, and then when it continued.
And you panicked? So
yeah, I panicked.
So should we let it roll?
Let's see if I can pick it up in somewhere around the middle here. Let's go here.
1, 2, 3.
No.
Microwave.
No.
Well,
I don't know.
It had gone well so far. Abort.
So, do you have the Orrin Hatch clip handy? Because I think it's interesting that because Trump in there saying I give myself an A+. Obviously, he was asked something about his performance so far or something.
First week,
and that's the way he does everything.
Sure.
We've all caught on to that, right?
Oh my God! Please,
best memory ever.
Sure.
It was the best inauguration ever. Everything.
Pen I'm signing this bill with is the inkiest pen that's ever written.
And it's part of salesmanship somehow, and it's worked for him in his life, apparently. But I didn't realize it translate to other people. Now, Orrin Hatch is a senator from Utah and generally seen as a pretty even keel guy. I mean, he's not a man of extremes. He's a senator from Utah, for crying out loud.
Hell, he founded Utah. He's been around a while.
They don't vote for people of extremes in Utah. And yesterday, after the bill got passed, and we're going to have the tax thing, and they're all celebrating on the steps yesterday with the president right there, this is what Orrin Hatch said.
You're one heck of a leader, and we're going to make this the greatest presidency that we've seen, not only in generations, but maybe ever.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Holy cow.
Wow, setting the bar high.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty crazy thing to say with anybody a year into their presidency.
We're going to make George Washington the inventor of the Democratic executive look like Ulysses S. Grant. Hell, we'll make him look like Mussolini. We'll make him look like Jerry Brown. Come on.
That's a heck of a statement.
That's a stupid statement. Why would you ever say it? Honey, let's go out tonight. I think our dinner tonight is going to be not only the best dinner we've ever had, but the best dinner any couple has ever had. The hell's the point of saying something like that?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to more clips of the year.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait.
So far, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Arby's is giving away hoodies and sweatpants that are covered in photos of meat that they are calling meat sweats. Incidentally, meat sweats is how President Trump introduces Marco Rubio. Ladies and gentlemen, meat sweats.
Oh, I saw the topic. I was hoping for a better joke. I've had the meat sweats before.
Oh, boy. It's unpleasant.
It happens.
Yeah.
So Joe came up with the brilliant idea of somebody going out to get some donuts or cinnamon rolls or something.
Nothing says holiday like empty calories.
God, no. Why did I say anything?
But the mall doesn't open until 9, so that's all. That's out. That's where the Cinnabon is. We could go to a donut shop, but there's not one really close by.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm liking the idea. There's something really ill-advised.
Oh, God, no. Why did I say anything? So coming up.
Because it's Christmas.
Right now, though, let's continue. Oh, we're picking up where the computer glitched. We have the end of March, Then we'll go into April of the clips of the year.
Are you using your device, or is your device using you?
Microwaves that turn into cameras, etc.
I think there's pretty sound evidence that that the microwave is not a sound way of surveilling someone.
Chris, I'm not Inspector Gadget.
Paul Manafort made love to Vladimir Putin one moonlit night.
I am ready to, come out of the woods.
The earth is flat.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Have you looked outside of Atlanta lately and seen all these buildings? So you mean to tell me that China is under us?
Thank you very much for giving me this. And I appreciate my fans also. My wife and my girlfriend. My wife. Yeah, sorry to say. I'm so sorry. My wife. Lizzo, I love you so much.
They don't want to get a nasty tweet from Donald Trump.
Okay, Jonathan, somebody's asking a question. It's not your press briefing. Julie's asking a question. Please calm down. Julie.
Kim Jong-un, this crazy fat kid that's running North Korea.
And I think the losers are Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. So I think we're going to have some very good relationships. Right, Chuck? I see Chuck. Hello, Chuck.
I love you, robot.
Indeed.
A symbol of our times.
The little girl who spotted a water heater on someone's curb for junk pickup day thought it was a robot.
Right. Yeah.
And that's my favorite clip of the year. It's so adorable.
I love you, robot.
And I appreciate March reminding me of why I enjoyed Sean Spicer so much. Why he was so great. Well, let's move on to April now, huh?
Oh, wow.
Some more clips of the year.
So far, we don't know what has caused all of America's hot extras to take to the streets. But I'm guessing it's a protest for Attractive Lives Matter.
I leaked nothing to nobody.
Speaking of my wife, Karen, she's really sorry she couldn't be with us today. She already had dinner plans. All kidding aside.
The world is a mess.
You have your food.
Excuse me, I have a right to be here. This is a place where you eat, not where you make out and food.
He just told you.
We are waiting for you to finish up, so we're chatting.
Go make out outside.
You're a heinous person.
You're a prostitute.
Cool.
I'm not getting paid.
If I look, well, okay, if you believe you know more than I do about it, then you go right ahead.
When did you tell him?
But I'll tell you.
Before dessert?
The thermonuclear war may break out at any moment.
Just in the past 2 weeks, the world witnessed the strength and resolve of our new president in actions taken in Syria and Afghanistan. North Korea would do well not to test his resolve.
Well, I have a little conflict of interest because I have a major building in Istanbul, and it's a tremendously successful job. It's called Trump Towers, 2 towers instead of 1. Not the usual 1, it's 2.
Hey, bud. You do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
Stay out of this. Come on.
Beeves.
The Nazis.
Beeves.
So it was in April that we learned that the plural of beef is beeves.
Yes. Beeves.
A great moment in our show.
Yes. That's what we try to do. We try to bring you insight.
There's a lot of stuff in there. That clip of Trump saying the world's a mess is really good.
Yeah.
The Syria-Afghanistan thing reminded me, I saw a regular Trump critic, Jeff Goldberg of The Atlantic, say, in any normal circumstances, outside of his personality, you would look at Trump's year and say he's been very successful. The tax thing, which is huge for the Republican Party, and ISIS, which was a huge priority, is almost, you could declare them defeated.
Yeah.
Now, it started under Obama. Trump doesn't get all the credit, but certainly continued it and put the period on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a what are we going to do about these just a couple of years ago? What are we going to do about this menace? Now they're gone.
I would agree, and I think if the mainstream media was going to be honest, they'd say that the prospects for a great economic year in 2018 are fantastic.
Yeah,
we already have great tailwind. Corporate America is loving the tax cuts. They'll hire, they'll invest. Not all of it, of course not, but you got to wait and see. My God, if Trump was a Democrat, the newspapers would be embarrassing themselves with positive news.
Yeah, we got this text because you heard about AT&T and Marshall's News giving out bonuses and raises and stuff like that based on the tax cut. Husband works at Tesla. They just gave everyone an across-the-board $1 an hour raise because of this. I don't know how many people that adds up to with AT&T and Tesla and Wells Fargo, but that's a lot of people that might vote Trump because they're making more money now if they connect the two. If they connect the Trump tax plan with their raise. And I don't know if they will or not, but
sure, all things being equal, there's a hell of a lot that's going to happen between now and 2020, but we shall see.
Oh, yeah.
So some of the miscellaneous words, phrases, etc. that we used on the show last year is compiled by Mary and the Ho. Cane juice. That's my MMA name when I fought Kimbo Slice. Cane juice was my name de punch. So we shall see.
What do you think? Should we jam in some clips of the year? Why not?
It's our show. I say yeah.
Why the hell not? What month we on?
I believe we are in May.
Oh. Yes, May.
April showers bring May flowers. What do May flowers bring?
Pilgrims. Everybody knows that. Let's hear May. Clips of the year.
Look, this was terrible. It makes me mildly nauseous to think that we might have had some impact on the election. But honestly, it wouldn't change the decision.
Hey, you guys, it's me, Jan. Just in case you don't recognize me, because I have put on quite a few since I had the baby.
More than a few.
Can you please be quiet, Randy?
Ivanka Trump
comparing
and
Ivanka
Jared.
Trump to Bobby Kennedy?
You don't have to be so snotty.
No,
I was
I'm
about to
just
say
curious.
you didn't let me get it out. You don't have to be so rude.
Well, no, I...
Appreciate it.
Sean,
Thanks so much.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Sean, what about the Putin call?
People don't realize, the Civil War,
Yeah.
you think about it, why?
You have more people marching against you than cancer. You talk like a sign language gorilla who got hit in the head. In fact, the only thing your mouth is good for is being Vladimir Putin's holster. Your presidential library.
Mika,
you're being naughty, okay? You're being very naughty.
When am I being naughty?
Yeah, you're being real naughty. You are being real naughty.
Why
Maybe
did
you
he
need
stop?
someone to punish you for being naughty.
What must happen now is that Mr. Rosenstein appoints a special prosecutor to oversee this investigation. Mr. Rosenstein should not be the one to appoint a special prosecutor.
To state the obvious, you don't want your national security advisor compromised with the Russians.
I put my 2 fingers up its nostrils. It couldn't breathe, so I had to breathe from its mouth. It opened its mouth, and it let my leg out.
Yeah,
Mr.
appreciate
President,
it.
why did you fire Director Comey? Why did you fire Director Comey?
Because he wasn't doing a good job, very simply. He was not doing a good job.
So you are paddleboarding next to approximately 15 great white sharks. They're advising that you exit the water in a calm manner. Thank you for your cooperation.
Wow, so much there. Crocodile attacks. Chuck Schumer flip-flopping. Donald Trump sounding ridiculous.
The Civil War. You got to ask, why?
Stephen Colbert's going so
my
God.
Well, if the year marks anything that will be remembered, the shift in tone of late-night television that had been nonpartisan for my entire lifetime, and Colbert decided, and from a making money rating standpoint correctly, we're going to go all in on one side. And Kimmel has followed suit. And Fallon hasn't, and his ratings have gone down because of it.
Well, I think that's a symptom of a greater shift in tone of Americans from, I may disagree with you, but, we're all in this together and whatever, to I hate you if you disagree.
Which gets
only an idiot or a fascist or a dangerous person could think other than what I think.
Which I think, going back to the impeachment conversation, I think the bar for whether or not you should or would impeach a president has changed, just like the late night TV stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are people in government think, we can't just be impeaching people left and right. Then we set a standard where no, all that stuff's out the window. I think if they could get great political gain for 6 months out of impeaching Trump, even though he'd stick around with the Republican Senate, they might make that bet.
One of the great what will happens of 2018.
Yeah.
We shall see. Hey, I'm looking at the schedule. We need to cram in a lot more clips of the year.
All right.
Hot and heavy coming up.
Less yapping from us, more clips of the year. Stay tuned.
Yeah, plus we'll probably talk about Jack's fake name, Richard Holster. My Native American name, eats with both hands.
I'm going to be eating donuts with both hands as Anton has gone out to the donut shop to bring back donuts.
No,
yes.
No!
Yep. Donuts will be back in the studio in about 15 minutes. I've got that stupid it doesn't count because it's Christmas logic going, which is moronic. Clips of the year on the way on the Armstrong and Getty Show.
2017 was the year that brought you Joe Getty's Have a Beer Rehab, my B movie, Attack of the Giant Chinese, my podcast, How to Argue Unfairly.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the retrospective 19 Years of Muttering, the Armstrong and Getty Show. And much more, which we'll get to eventually. But right now, let's keep on keeping on. What month are we on? I lost track.
June. We're in summer now.
Oh, my gosh. It's June. It's a fun look back at the year that was. It's Clips of the Year.
Kofefe.
No participation trophies, okay? First place only. All right.
4 years ago, maybe a little more or less for some of you. So, man, I've got to get a lozenge.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.
I'd like to be a woman.
And you're going to recite the entire English alphabet in a slow, non-rhythmic manner, meaning you're not going to sing it, okay? Do you understand the instructions?
I do.
Okay, what were the instructions?
Not to sing the national anthem backwards.
I love machine learning, especially since I'm a machine learning.
What a better way to fight evil with evil than to fight evil.
When I received the Nobel Prize for Literature, I got to wondering exactly how my songs related to literature.
Horsey McHorseface is coming. Horsey McHorseface and the Big Dreamer. Horsey McHorseface beats the Big Dreamer.
Tennis is full of lesbians. This is half true. And should we really give a f***?
You people are so creative over there. Good job. Your lives must be boring.
Mr. Cosby, 16 hours. How are you feeling?
And what's being called a turning point in the investigation into Russia. Joe, would you consider this a turning point?
No, I don't.
The Capitol Hill Police, from what my understanding is, like I say, incredibly brave and probably saved the lives of everybody there. Had they not been there, it would have been a massacre.
30 years ago, they began creating animal-human hybrids. Isn't that the big story Megyn Kelly should be doing?
You say bacon's delicious? You know what I think's delicious? Your testicles. Come here.
And next thing you know, I come back. Wow. What I do that's so bad? I'm not here to sit there and say, okay, I got. It just sucks.
Combined with the authoritative attitude that a few teachers, administrators, and board members have, prevents students from truly developing as leaders. Hopefully, this will change.
We're not going to have Pepsi with baby flavoring in it. All those other guys had muscles built into their costumes.
All I had in my bath suit was 100% grade A West.
That's right, we lost Adam West last year, didn't we?
Ah, the great Adam West.
These clips of the year, I mean, there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
Each one of those.
Yeah, the ups, the downs. You laugh, you cry, you're angered. Wow.
What was Dennis Rodman crying about?
I thought he was just being too harshly criticized for his
being an idiot
comments. His comments after coming back from North Korea, and we're reminded that he was a shy, insecure, kind of dope with amazing athletic ability. I don't know. It made me feel bad for about a day.
Yeah,
about kicking Dennis Rodman.
I hear you.
Either way, next month we'll probably be back to it. Ah, boy, so much this past year. I'm Joe, by the way. Joe Getty, everybody, for newer listeners to the show. That's Jack over there. My jazz name, 70 Flutes. My rap name, Mo Mentis. My name when checking into hotels, Dr. Congo. My Hollywood agent's name is Oscar Buzz.
That's good.
And as discussed briefly yesterday, my bakery I'm opening with Robert Plant is Whole Lot of Love or Whole Lot of Loaf. And my English pub is the Krusty Paw.
Yeah, good one.
All right, it's time to cram in a little more clips of the year. August, is that right, Shawnee?
I believe July.
Shawnee boy? Really? Okay, here's July, ladies and gents. Fun look back at the year that was. It's clips of the year.
With CNN and others, NBC is equally as bad, despite the fact that I made them a fortune with The Apprentice, but they forgot that.
조선민주주의인민공화국 국방과학원 버더 대륙간 탄도 로켓 화성 14형 시험 발사 성공.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joey Chestnut, unofficially at 71. That would be a record here.
They just threw him another one, 72 unofficial, which would be a record for the corner surf and Stillwell, 101st running of the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Contest. And a souvenir for Chris Christie. Are you kidding me? Nice to see him get from the beach here to the ballpark.
You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! You're under a citizen's arrest! And I'll tell you what, you are too! You big flump!
They're pointing to a protester. Honestly, if you don't point, nobody's even going to know he's here. Weak voice. Weak voice.
What we can't repeat is what he said about Steve Bannon, which is, if true, would make Bannon a gymnast.
Stop listening to the bombastic loudmouths on the radio and television and the internet. To hell with them.
In a crowd of 10,000 fellow bare-naked cyclists.
I'm kind of just sheltered, and it's my way to kind of just let out and be free in a safe environment.
The rare chance to go raw while rolling down the street in unseasonable summer heat.
This is going to definitely be a little different with all of us sweating together. It's saying, bodies are just bodies, and it's okay to be around and be comfortable in your skin.
Oh, people like you make me so tired.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I hope God made her pretty.
Marshall, did you see this giant donut in here?
I have not seen this yet.
I don't know if I can hold it up for you to see. It's
astonishing.
There's a really big one in the front.
It is like
what is
4
that?
donuts morphed into one. It's like an amoeba.
Who will eat that for $5 that I will give them? The entire thing.
You got to be a time limit, though. I want to see it gone inside of 5 minutes.
Oh, my God.
A Joey Chestnut performance.
That thing is crazy. I didn't even know you could get a thing like that.
More clips of the year, gift exchange, a whole lot of good stuff to come.
A Fox host refuses to interview Donald Trump.
What?
Yeah, you heard that?
It's dumb.
One of my favorite hosts, but he's decided to not. Okay, we'll explain that in a few minutes.
Whatever.
And more clips of the year on the Armstrong and Getty Show. So Joe caved eating a donut, thank God. Michael, are you eating a donut?
Already ate one.
Sean, are you holding out?
No, I ate one.
Okay.
I had the cake donut with sprinkles and everything.
I was this way to as drinking, too. Anybody who's not drinking heavily, that makes me look bad. But if we're all doing it, then I'm fine.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you, a vice cop? Hey, I have a donut.
Right. I'm back on the NFL. I'm eating donuts. I'm a weak man.
Good times. Last show of the year, don't you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a good year. Solid year. Really nice year. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We don't say that enough. We try to make it worthwhile for you to listen as our thank you to you for listening, because it's worthwhile to you, so we don't have to thank you.
And a special gift for those of you listening in about 15 minutes, you'll get both the gift exchange and us beating ourselves up for having eaten the donut and feeling terrible.
What the F was I thinking? That sort of thing. But right now, let's dive right back into the clips of the year. Oh, this is August. Enjoy.
Be honorable. Crush the snakes under your feet. Get behind me, Satan.
These are hard, dirty, sweaty jobs that many immigrants go to because that's what immigrants do.
I could do it in 36 minutes. 300 or better in 36 minutes.
Always like scrotum.
And he goes to the Boy Scouts, and he is giving this highly charged political speech in front of uniformed teenagers as if he wants to turn that into some sort of Trump youth organization.
Got it.
And Ryan's is a paranoid schizophrenic, paranoiac. And what he's going to do is, maybe Bill Shine's coming. So let me leak the thing and see if I can block these people the way I block Scaramucci for 6 months.
Is that your personal experience?
Of course there are people who come...
But that's not what you said. And it shows your cosmopolitan bias. And I just want to say...
It sounds like you're trying to engineer the racial and ethnic flow of people into this country.
Jim, that is one of the most outrageous, insulting, ignorant, and foolish things you've ever said.
우리 국가와 인민을 상대로 저지르고 있는 미국의 극악한 범죄의 대가를 1100배로 결산할 것이다.
And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before. Thank you.
Joining us live now from the White House is Deputy Assistant to the President, Sebastian Gorka. Mr. Gorka, good to see you. Thank you for being with us.
Greetings.
Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Wow, bro, you must surf. And I said, yeah. And that was the first of many lies that I told to get to where I am today. Thank you.
I don't think that you could feel about race the way I do and watch that Kushner bastard walk around with that beautiful girl, okay?
You had a group on one side that was bad, and you had a group on the other side that was also very violent. And nobody wants to say that, but I'll say it right now.
We saw Nazi flags and marchers carrying torches, tiki torches, by the way, because nothing says white nationalist quite like faux Polynesian kitsch.
The hot days of August.
God, and that one pundit in there who's still on with Brian Williams regularly as a voice of something or other, saying that Trump clearly standing in front of the Boy Scouts trying to turn them into some sort of Hitler youth. I mean, good God, that's
some sort
over.
of Trump youth.
That is so over the top. So over the top.
Can we quit with the apocalyptic talk? That's America's resolution for 2018.
I'm going to throw up this donut. Is that apocalyptic talk?
I tell you what, I'm 2/3 of the way through mine, and I'm looking at the rest of it like it's a loaf of bread. It's, I just don't think I have it in me.
You can do it, Joe.
But I want to thank you for urging me to eat it, because now I have that like fatty coating in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's so enjoyable after eating a donut.
And I've got the completely unwise, makes no sense on any level. First of the year, I'll get my act back together.
Oh, boy.
And makes perfectly good sense.
Sure. Very nice.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? How much time we got, Michael?
I got about 2.5.
2.5 minutes. How long is the next clips of the year? Can we do it?
3. Too long.
Too long. Too damn long.
Damn it! The rent is too damn high.
So we're going to stuff it in before the gift exchange. We'll do September and October the next segment. Yeah, we'll get them all in.
I got to run down to my truck and get mine. I couldn't wrap it because it's kind of big.
You're going to what down to your truck? Run? Is that what you said?
Limp slowly.
Okay, there we go.
Having just eaten a donut.
Mosey. I think Mosey would probably be. Yeah.
Come on now.
The gift I got for the person I drew, I didn't have enough wrapping paper to cover because it's kind of large.
Oh, my.
But yeah. Gift exchange and clips of the year on the way on the Armstrong and Getty Show. Another clips of the year before we get to the gift exchange, which we've been doing every year for a very long time. We drew names, a week or so ago.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling after the donut? I feel not particularly good.
I still have about a quarter of mine to go, and it's, again, it looks like a mountain.
I have my second. I'm feeling great.
Oh, there you go.
My kidneys
You're
stopped.
not natural.
Your kidneys stopped. I saw a guy.
There they go.
Michael, you're a prince.
I saw a guy from another office coming up the elevator with a plate full of donut holes that he looked like he made himself. But so everybody's doing it.
Nice job, donut hole.
Eating stuff they shouldn't
probably
eat.
the last one of those of the year. Makes you kind of wistful, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is the last show of the year if we hadn't mentioned that already. So
we had way too many of those goofy French donuts and not enough maple bars for my money.
You know, that's my wife's favorite thing, the maple bar.
Yeah.
Loves it.
That's good stuff.
And it's a good homespun donut, no doubt. No pretentious French donut for her. All right, so the gift exchange to come. But first, it's fun look back at the year that was. It's clips of the year.
핵촌투부의 동작 믿음성이 확고히 보장되며 우리의 핵무기 설계 및 제작 기술이
It looks like it could be something that will be not good. Believe me, not good.
Bernie's not paying $17.99 for a book. That's like 4.5 chicken noodle soup.
I basically hang out with him all the time. We laugh, we sing karaoke, we do a lot of cool things together. And we ride horses, we hang out, we go skiing.
Now let's get down to brass tacks before I hit you with this phone. Knock that whole thing off kilter like that. He got that rain, he's coming down.
Bev, Coach, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here on the field from up close, just watching.
Could you came back so fast, baby? Wow, baby, 10 minutes without you seems like an eternity.
Oh, it's okay, sweetie. We have Jim Bob now.
What's a Jim Bob?
Note, awaiting request.
Now I'm going to read this teleprompter. Please forgive me. Shout out to DC Public Schools. Here we go.
What did you say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWBS?
Boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history. The First Amendment and boobs.
We have a guest coming up, I believe, to talk about Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort?
And Ed, wait a minute. You just wait a minute.
It's just not a natural thing we would do in our society to drop your trouser and relieve yourself right there when you know there's people around.
Rocket Man should have been handled a long time ago. Little Rocket Man.
Leader Kim Jong-un yesterday called Trump a mentally deranged U.S. dotard.
Politics is like really fast, and it's about popularity and strategy in a lot of ways, which I can admire, but it's not about, it doesn't make the same change that, legislation makes.
There are fascists standing on top of the shoulders of other fascists, forming extra-large fascists.
Sometimes he sounded like someone who took one semester from a radical professor when he was a freshman, and that's all he knows about the world.
Hi, Francis Melman. Hey, how are you, you racist?
So what was that South Park premise there?
Just kind of social justice going amok. It was around Columbus Day.
Oh, that's right.
The school was should they or should they not give the day off, and then one of the kids' fathers.
He called the people in Columbus, Ohio.
All of them. Evan racist. All right, beautiful. Well, do we have some holiday theme music there, Michael? Some Christmas music.
Christmas comes this time each year.
From the text line, I hope the wolf blanket doesn't scare Sean's cat. That could be a problem.
Oh, boy. Right. Look at him. He's wearing it around his shoulders like a character from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. I'm north of the wall. I'm bundled up for the winter. This is good stuff.
That is an awesome blanket.
There he is.
Hi, ladies. Would you like to come see my wolf blanket?
All right, we're already running late. Let's get back into more clips of the year.
But we are comfortable that the primary aggressor in this event has expired or passed away and is no longer a threat.
This is huge. They can make us say anything now, really anything.
We've come to the point in this album where those listening on cassette or records will have to stand up or sit down and turn over the record or tape.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why.
In late July, Tillerson was overheard afterwards talking with cabinet members and White House officials and referred to the president as a moron.
Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
You can't trust politicians with politics. It's too important.
I don't like songs about dancing. I think it's cheating.
Oh, please. I'm not afraid of anyone in show business. I turned down intercourse with Harvey Weinstein on no less than 3 occasions out of 5. I know how former lovers can have a hold over you long after they're gone. In some ways, I'm still pinned under a passed-out Harvey Weinstein, and it's Thanksgiving.
Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
I got 2 guys out today. I'm working the drive-thru myself. Plus, the mouse is back. So, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with.
Friday, catch the most original police drama in years on the series premiere of Ryan Caulfield, Year 1.
Any other tired dogma of the past that Americans consigned to the ash heap of history.
Most significantly, the addition of a half-ton punching arm.
Did you know, Senator, that there are almost 1,000 U.S. troops deployed in Niger?
No, I did not.
Because if there's one thing that will make discount seafood even better, it's 20 minutes on the back of a bike.
But I didn't know there was 1,000 troops in Niger.
Everyone is colluding with Russia except Trump.
I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. I'm a very intelligent person.
I want to live and work with humans, so I need to express emotions to understand humans and build trust with people.
Oh, Natalie threw up. Ooh, this is going very poorly, folks.
One of the great memories of all time.
Armstrong and Getty are getting ready for final thoughts.
Man, some good stuff there, and we've got more clips of the year to come. So that was October. Mm-hmm. So the Weinstein thing broke in October, which wasn't that long ago.
And everybody was forced to admit we knew it all along. Ha-ha, hooray for Rapey Wood.
And all these other different stories that have come out since then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'd forgotten about the greatest World Series of my entire life. It was so much fun. More clips of the year on the way. These will be put on the ash cheeks of history, but we get to hear one more time. Coming up on the Armstrong next year we'll have as much stuff as this year. I mean, it's just hard to imagine that happening.
Well, this year was exhausting. I mean, to the point of absurdity.
Well, that's kind of what I mean. I just don't know if we can keep up this pace.
Headlines, controversy, anger, etc. Yeah, it's unnatural. Yeah. I'd like to spend at least some time like desperately looking for stuff to talk about next year, and not the hair on fire tone of 2017.
Right.
Trying to send you off with mirth and happiness and holiday cheer. How about a little anger as well? The New York Times just wrote a big piece about the collapse of Venezuela, and they didn't even mention the socialist ruling party until the very end of the article.
That was
a near miraculous ability to not call out the cause of the collapse for the entire article. I salute the New York Times and wish them well going into the new year. What color is the sky in your world?
If we're doing anger, I'll do this one thing I wasn't going to mention because it is anger. I think it is just despicable that the Vatican's doing their full-on tribute to old Bernie, the cardinal who was hiding...
Old man law.
Yeah, who was hiding priest molesters that he knew were molesters and moving them around to other parishes to molest other little kids that didn't... just freaking awful. The guy should have been in freaking prison, and he's getting the full Vatican Pope Lion State walk-by tribute thing.
Right. I happened to go back over that stuff when that story broke that he died, and he is the most beautiful example ever of the iron law of bureaucracy, the bureaucracy being the Catholic Church. He saw his main duty not to serve Jesus, not to serve the poor, the downtrodden humans, bring them closer to God. His children, let the children come unto me. No, his job was to protect the institution of the Catholic Church at all costs. That's what bureaucrats do.
And if dozens or hundreds of little boys have to get molested, well, what are you going to do?
Raped, abused, whatever. Right. His job is to protect the bureaucracy.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Go to hell, Bernie.
Yeah, apparently the Pope doesn't think he's going to hell because he's getting the biggest send-off you can get.
Well, there is forgiveness in Jesus, Jack. Yeah. There are clips in the clips of the year. This is November, I think, right? Here we go. Coy, clips of the year.
Important breaking news for you right now. CNN has learned that former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort will surrender today.
2 on, 2 out. 10th inning. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it in 10.
Please answer yes or no, sir. I'm asking you a question. Just answer yes or no. Can you do that? You're sophisticated. You're the chief legal counsel for Facebook. Please answer yes or no.
I think the reason he had the 2 fake guns is so that he could be martyred. He doesn't have access to a suicide vest, thank goodness.
Very quickly, Senator, do you agree with the notion that it was rigged?
Yes.
You cannot have a political party in a hotly contested presidential primary being controlled by one of the candidates.
I did what I thought I needed to do, which was they said that there was a shooting. I pursued, and I just did what I thought was the right thing.
Doesn't the cable media culture, doesn't the talk radio culture, doesn't the online culture that obsess over these shooters, don't they just create more mass shooters in the future?
I'm just not who I am before.
I'm gonna have the arms that gonna have the show. Not even gonna have like a neck, just jaw right into shoulders. My abs are gonna pop, 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 pop. That's gonna be me.
Now, Apple addressed the issue with an official statement saying, what are you going to do, buy a Samsung?
And together, we're going to end the spirit of divisiveness in this country by focusing on how we won the governor's races in 2 of the 10 states we care about.
If you got your thing out, and she got all her clothes on, you're wrong.
Tell Don Jr.'s in trouble because his dad just demoted him to Eric.
But I will not accept and reject accusations that I have ever lied. That is a lie.
But you have to be very careful investigating Hillary Clinton. If you say her name 3 times, she runs for president automatically.
So you take a straight edge and you go from one end and you follow the horizon of the ocean and you go straight edge just to the other end and it's flat.
We could never have come this far. I'll take the good times. I'll take the bad times. I love you just the way you are. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You know, I know a number of people that are into that flat Earth thing. That has really caught on the internet because there are, from what I understand, a number of conundrums mathematically. They aren't people that actually believe the Earth is flat, but they enjoy the conundrums of why you can't explain this. Why is this the way? Why is this so? And they've all decided to get together and have parties now and then or whatever.
Ironically, I'm tired of intentional irony. The world has become too ironic.
Yeah, so we'll take a break and then we got more clips of the year, right?
And we'll wrap things up for the year. God willing, there will be a next year.
Yeah. Even while I was saying there's no way 2018 can have as much stuff going on, I think it will.
Yeah.
There's a couple of big things that are going to come due. The Mueller report's certainly going to come out next year.
Right.
The North Korea thing, I think there's going to be some sort of resolution there. So we'll see. Stay tuned. More clips of the year on the Armstrong and Getty Show. So we got to get right into it so we have time to say goodbye on this last show of the year. So it's Armstrong and Getty's Clips of the Year for December.
Took us about 45 minutes, and yeah, it was Black Friday shopping at Yosemite. People will pay $70 for a carload. Just jam more people in the car.
Yeah, they open their doors at 6 o'clock, but I'm really upset right now. We don't have anybody out here. We got another news crew that I'm not going to name. She's out here. So at the moment, I'm going to send it back to y'all because ain't nobody here. I'm going back home. I'm going back to my bed, and I'm going to sleep.
She tries to bury people in an avalanche of horse shit every day.
선노동당의 정치적 결단과 전략적 결심에 따라 새로 개발한
The New England Historical Genealogical Society looked into it, and they found no proof of Warren having Native American lineage, which is problematic, because she wrote for Pow Wow Chow.
Nice to meet you, Your Highness. You're younger than me. Bow to me. Bow to your elder. Yeah. Bow to your elder peasant.
It's all right. Hey, look, I'm president. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Who can you trust most not to show you their penis in a professional setting? Is it the candidate who doesn't have a penis? I'd say so.
Can you tell me about the leash, sir? At what age did you realize you were interested in being on a leash, sir?
I mean, at any other time in history, the headline, "President openly accuses man of murder," would probably make the front page.
I wish he'd stay off Twitter. I really do. I wish he'd quit commenting on ongoing probes.
The naked man sitting on the back of the fire truck? Randy Travis. Oh, no.
I am the fastest actor in the West.
Let us rethink old assumptions and open our hearts and minds to possible and possibilities.
People say, that's what people say.
I've worked with Mother Teresa. I've spent 6 months doing Zen meditation in Kamakura, Japan.
Hambone, what do you say?
That's like saying, I'm good to drive, and then sticking your keys into the gas tank.
Peter King, I know where you're from, and I know you like to knuckle up every now and then, but did you just call Steve Bannon a disheveled drunk?
No, to be very precise, I said he looks like one.
It's funny, though, that I don't see how people can sit there and say, this person's a madman. He probably is. But I didn't see that.
The great Dennis Rodman.
We end the year with Dennis Rodman.
You didn't see that.
The year of the Rodman.
So we want to give plenty of time to say goodbye here on the Armstrong and Getty Show as we get in our final thoughts for the year. Final thoughts for the broadcast year. Here's your host, Joe Getty.
Let's get a final thought from everybody. Going around the horn, one of the great newsmen in the history of West Coast radio. East Coast, they're better. Marshall Phillips. Marshall?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. My 2018 resolution, 10 push-ups in a row by the end of May.
Way to look forward. Love it. Michelangelo, your final thought.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy your family. Be grateful for your health. Be good to others. And separate bottles and cans when you recycle.
There you go.
Positive Sean, do you have a final thought?
It's absolutely a delight to come in here and just laugh my butt off every day. Truly grateful for it. And my advice to anybody looking to have fun over this holiday season, if you're going to be stupid, you got to be smart about it.
That's good advice. Executive producer Mike, do you have a final thought for us?
Yeah, actually I do. Thanks for the job. I love it here.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
All right.
Wow.
No,
Mike, hey now.
Wow. You are so.
Wow
my God,
is right.
So glad to have you, Mike. Seriously, dude. Jack, your final thought.
Yeah, on my gratitude list I do every night before I go to sleep, among the things I list is having this job, because it is, I've had jobs that I didn't look forward to. I've had jobs that on Sunday night I would lay in bed and think, how can I freaking do this another week? And I have a job I love, so thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
It's healthy going over your gratitude list. I go over my enemies list every night, and it's long. Seriously, a story you told, Jack, a couple of days ago, I guess, about Sam being in bed listening to radio, reminded me of how much I have loved radio since I was a little kid. And, through my teenage years and the guys I listened to and the shows I've loved as an adult, I love radio. And to be on the radio and to do a show that people enjoy, it's a dream come true. It's my dream job. And, there are days it's a pain in the hiney. That's probably why they pay us to show up. But, oh, my God, we're lucky and we love doing it. Thank you for listening.
Any quick predictions for 2018?
My favorite things, chaos and ugliness.
I'm going with Mueller comes out, nothing on Trump that's meaningful for collusion, and I think something militarily is going to happen with North Korea.
Woof.
Yes. I think we're going to do something.
I think it could be a really, really good year for the economy until the North Korea thing happens.
I never thought about that. Wouldn't that suck? It's all baked in. Everything is just set to go, and then there's some sort of giant war situation.
Right.
All comes off the rails.
Well, if something really ridiculous happens while we're on vacation, I reckon
Joe will
back
come in.
Oh, boy. Oh, my. We're praying. We're praying that does not occur, but we hope you have a great holiday season.
Oh, God, yeah. Something so awful we have to come into work while we're on vacation? Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen either.
War or the second coming will come in. Jesus says, don't bother with Christmas. I'm back. I'm willing to come into a couple hours.
Jesus returns and you're going to work?
Sure.
Okay. Armstrong and Getty wrapping up another grueling 365-day work year.
Hey, Anson, Jesus comes back. You better book him. So many people who thank so little time. Go to ArmstrongandGettyRadio.com. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'll check the email over the break. If there's something we ought to be talking about, you want to drop us a line, go ahead. Send it in.
Maybe he's got a book out, a New Testament or something.
Oh, boy.
We'll see you next year. God bless America.
Hey! If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him bought from his Happy Holidays.
Armstrong and Getty, the voice of the West.